We're here at meteorologist Maria Ruiz. You know, it always amazes me just how vastly different the weather can be across the state, across the country here. And here we're dealing with tropical storm Beryl, some rain here in North Texas, vastly different from what's happening out there with the wildfires.
So different, Cleo. And really this time of the year, the only time we see rainfall like this is from tropical systems. And that's what's happening right now as Beryl moves inland. So I do want to show you kind of a zoomed in version of DFW and parts of North Texas where we do have a band of Beryl's, an outer band moving in. And that's what's bringing us that rainfall. I am seeing some heavy rain starting to taper off in Collin County, but even some lightning strike there moving off towards the northeast. And this rain comes from the west, comes from the east and moves to the west. So we'll continue to watch that. DBU right now 81 degrees. You can see the cloud cover. It is still very thick cloud cover. That's tropical moisture that's in North Texas. That's why I may feel a bit more muggy this morning and afternoon as well. Here is a zoomed out version of not just the outer bands, but of Beryl as well. Beryl is still well towards the southeast of North Texas, but some of its outer bands impacting some of our eastern counties. Sulphur Springs, Canton, Athens, even southern Navarro County seeing some of that rain that is more consistent now. And we're going to see that as the day goes on. We'll see just some scattered rain across the Metroplex, but our eastern counties will see more consistent rainfall. That's where the flood concern is, and I'll show you that. But here's a look at where it is. We can see that swirl there and those outer bands reaching it all the way into North Texas. And by the way, this morning, Beryl did make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane with winds of 80 miles per hour. That may not seem intense, but that's enough to cause widespread power issues for areas like Houston, especially when you're talking about a consistent 80 mile per hour wind speed on top of all of that heavy rain. It has weakened some, but only to 70 mile per hour wind speeds now, with a wind gust still of 90 miles per hour, now considered a tropical storm as it continues to move inland. At last check, 68 mile per hour wind gusts in Houston. So definitely still a very dangerous storm. That's why those tropical storm warnings continue, and they continue inland for a big portion of southeast Texas on top of the flood watch that does include parts of North Texas. So we're talking about Navarro, Kaufman, Hunt County towards the east under a flood watch until 7 Tuesday morning. This is for rainfall of anywhere between 2 to 5+ inches here between now and then. So here's a look at Tropical Storm Beryl. This is Monday around 7 p.m. The track does have it staying a tropical storm through the rest of the day as this works its way into East Texas. The remnants eventually a depression into the overnight hours as it moves into Arkansas. But the right-hand side of the track, that's where we look at really it being the most dangerous part of the storm. So we are on the least dangerous part of the storm. With that being said, heavy rainfall could still lead to flooding. And of course, that's what we're watching today. So again, Tropical Storm Beryl will continue to work its way towards the north. And here's a look at our timecast. This is Monday around 1. You can see that rain, the heaviest rain still to the southeast, but it'll be more consistent along our eastern counties with those bands of rain moving in. So let me take you through the afternoon. This is 1, 2. That's about 6. You can see there some of these bands starting to work their way into areas of Ellis, Dallas, Collin, Denton County, but the heaviest and most consistent rain stays along our eastern counties. That's why areas like Kaufman and Hunt County are under that flood watch for this afternoon and really for the overnight hours as well. But as we approach midnight and the overnight hours, we're really going to see a lot of this taper down. As far as how much rainfall, 1/2 inch to 1 inch will be possible for DFW. The more west you are, the least amount of rain you'll see. But areas like Dallas, Collin, Rockwall County could get closer to about 1 inch of rainfall, 1 to 2 inches. Very drastic changes between Navarro, Kaufman, Hunt County. And we're going to see some of the higher totals just to the east of that with 2 to 5+ inches of rain possible. After today, we are looking at drying out and temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 90s as we head into the weekend, and even warmer, or hotter, I should say, next week. We'll be back.